Hello everyone, this here is episode 9 of the series in which we explore the etymologies and original sources of country names. If you missed the previous episodes, check out this playlist. And don't forget to subscribe as I only cover 7 countries per episode, so there's a lot more to come. We begin our journey today in the small Baltic country of Estonia. It can be translated as Land of the Æsti, in a Latinized form of the Old High German Aestland. The Æsti were Old Prussians, not of the German kind but of Proto-Baltic origin. While initially the name was used in reference to these people who were living east of Proto-Germanic tribes, gradually the name Æsti drifted to denote the people living north of Old Prussians, eventually settling down to designate only the Finnic tribes of the land. I should remind you that Estonians are not an Indo-European group, but part of a separate Finno-Ugric family. The actual word for east comes from the Proto-Germanic austrās, with the same meaning, having its roots in the Proto-Indo-European heus, or dawn. Down south we find the tiny nation of Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland. It means the land of the Swazi, a Bantu ethnic group of southern Africa. Swazis get their name from King Mswati II, who is considered to be one of the greatest fighting kings of the nation. They changed their official name in 2018 from the English translation of the direct Swazi transcription, in part to avoid confusion with the similarly named Switzerland. Ethiopia is one of the biggest and most heard of countries of Africa. A translation of their name would be the Land of the Blacks, taken from Latin Æthiopia and by extent from Ancient Greek Aithiopia. This was originally a reference to all of Sub-Saharan Africa and later to Nubia. Ethiopia itself is a compound of 2 Greek words, aitho meaning I burn and ops meaning face. So a more proper translation would be the land of burnt-faced. Fiji is a wonderful Pacific island nation, a paradise in a true sense. Their name is inspired by the country's main island, Viti Levu. When Captain James Cook first came in contact with Fijians, he did so in Tonga. Fijians called their homeland Viti, but the Tongans pronounced it Fisi, which is what the English pronunciation is based on. As for the word itself, it could possibly mean a lookout, although we don't know for sure. Finland, meaning land of the Finns, owes its designation to the Swedish spelling, first attested in runestones in the Old Norse language. A group of people called the Feni or Finoi were mentioned as early as 2000 years ago and are thought to be a reference to the modern Sami people, who are actually related to both Finns and Estonians. But what the actual word means, that we don't really know. It could originate from Proto-Germanic vende, meaning wanderers, or finne, meaning hunting folk. It could also be a reference to fens, a type of wetlands. Whatever the case, Finns actually call their home a different name, Suomi. In all likelihood, this name has its origins in the word zemme, meaning land, or possibly from the Indo-European word for man, gummon, that might have morphed into this non-Indo-European language as Toma. What about France? How did they get their name? In short, it means the land of the Franks. But the Franks were a Germanic people, while the French are of Roman descent. So what happened? Well, originally France, or Francia in Latin, was originally applied to the whole Frankish Empire, the largest post-Roman kingdom in Western Europe and a predecessor of modern France and Germany. Eventually, these Franks embraced the Christian Gallo-Roman or Latinized Celtic culture and language of ancient Gaul, which is how a Latin nation got itself named after a Germanic tribe. The actual word Frank has a disputed meaning. It might have the meaning of free, which could make sense, since after the conquest of Gaul, only the Franks were free of taxation. It was also suggested that it originates from the Proto-Germanic frankon, a javelin used by Frankish soldiers, but it's been determined that these weapons were named because of their use by the Franks, not the other way around. We end today's episode with Gabon. Their name is an anglicized version of the Portuguese gabão, which is a type of cloak. The Portuguese bestowed this name upon the Como River estuary for its supposed resemblance to this pointy-hooded overcoat. Gabão entered the Portuguese language via Arabic in the form of kaftan, or the Persian kaba, and ultimately this derives from the Indo-European cap, or to split. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Tell me what you think about it downstairs, and do hit that subscribe button if you want to see more episodes. If you really enjoyed this, there's a Patreon page where you can support my work. I hope to see you next time. Bye.